I have some news for you. There's an actual reason behind your loneliness. And once you find out what it is, you'll never look at your life the same way again. That silence in your life, that absence of people around you, it's not punishment. It's the mark. It may seem ironic, but if you're feeling isolated right now, you're not alone. A lot of people have been feeling like this lately, and there's a reason behind it. You've reached the deadline. If you're still standing alone at the end of September, congratulations, you passed. Every friendship that cracked, every relationship that dissolved, none of it was failure. It was the test. September was designed as a furnace, and the chosen ones were thrown in alone. This month was a rite of passage, and those who survived without leaning on anyone else, they crossed the line. You made it through the deadline. You stood when others collapsed, and that survival marks you as different. People aren't avoiding you. They're scared of your spiritual energy. You can be the kindest, most well-intentioned person in the room and still feel like everyone is keeping you at arm's length. It's not because you're strange or broken, it's because your spirit is unmistakably different. When your energy is clean and unhidden, it doesn't blend into the background like most people's. It stands out, it glows, and it forces others to confront things about themselves they'd rather not see. Some will label you as weird, too intense, or unpredictable, not because of anything you've done wrong, but because they can't quite understand why you feel different. Your light reminds them of their own shadows. That can be unsettling. That can make even well-meaning people back off. And that's why relationships can't be forced on this path. Not everyone is ready to meet your energy where it lives. Some need time. Some may never be ready, and that's okay. They're not rejecting you. They're reacting to something rare. So instead of shrinking yourself or chasing their approval, stand firm in who you are. Be open, be kind, and let those who are meant to align with you come forward at their own pace. The right ones will feel your energy and recognize it for what it is, not what it threatens in them. Why now? Why the end of this month? Because September isn't just another page on the calendar, it's a checkpoint. Right now, the cosmos is drawing a line in the sand for the chosen ones. The weeks leading up to this point have been like a silent filter, stripping away distractions and testing endurance. This isn't random, this is timing. At the end of September, chosen ones are standing at the threshold between what was and what's about to surge in. Loneliness right now isn't a punishment, it's the universe clearing a runway. Everything extraneous is being removed, so that when October's energy arrives, you're not weighed down by what can't travel with you. Solitude at the threshold is not exile, it's preparation. This final stretch is the last test before the surge of change begins. If you've made it to this point still standing, still holding your ground, you're not just surviving the deadline, you're being recalibrated for what comes next. The shift in October won't be subtle, and only those who've endured the end of September solitude will be positioned to step into it fully. Loneliness is not a curse. It's training for the rarest kind of connection. Chosen ones are not being left alone for no reason. There's a purpose behind the ache, behind the long nights, behind the silence that almost feels unbearable at times. You're being taught the value of something most people never truly understand: genuine soul connection. When the world pulls away from you, it awakens a hunger inside, a hunger not for shallow bonds, not for people who only half show up, but for something sacred, something undeniable. This hunger is what makes you different. Others can settle for company just to fill the space, but you can't. You can feel when it's false, when it's surface level, when it doesn't resonate with your core. That's why you'd rather be alone than surrounded by people who don't truly see you. And that choice, that instinct, isn't weakness, it's strength. Your solitude is seasoning before the feast. Because when those real connections finally come, when the people who are truly aligned with your soul step into your path, you will meet them differently than anyone else. You won't take them for granted. You won't overlook their presence. You'll recognize them as rare because you'll remember the weight of being without them. That's why your loneliness matters. It's shaping the way you will love, the way you will bond, and the way you will value those few who are destined to stand beside you. So if it feels like your hunger for connection has only grown stronger this month, don't mistake that as failure. It's sacred fuel. It's proof that you are being prepared for bonds that others can't even imagine. September was never meant to comfort you. It was meant to break you open. This month wasn't kind, and it wasn't supposed to be. For chosen ones, September carried a sting that couldn't be avoided. Whether it came through rejection, sudden silence, arguments that ended in breakups, or even just the crushing weight of feeling invisible, every sting was calculated. Every ache was allowed. And not because the universe is cruel, but because there are things in your life that can only be removed through discomfort. You see, comfort lets illusions live too long. It allows you to keep pretending that half-hearted friendships are real, that shallow connections might someday deepen, that people who only take from you might one day finally give back. September came to shatter those illusions. The pain wasn't punishment, it was purification. Without the sting, you'd still be holding on to what cannot go where you're going. And let's be honest, some of those losses hurt more than you expected. You may have thought certain people were permanent, or that silence would never come from the ones who promised to stay. But September had to strip those illusions away, because they were draining your energy and blinding your vision. They weren't meant for the road ahead. And chosen ones can't afford to carry dead weight into a month as charged as October. That's why September felt personal. It was. It wasn't random chaos. It was a targeted clearing, a divine pruning, a painful test to see who could survive the fire without clinging to the ashes. And if you're still here, still listening, it means you endured what many could not. You withstood the sting, you walked through the silence, and you didn't fold when the loneliness pressed on your chest. September's pain was the price of October's clarity. Because now, at the edge of this month, you're lighter, you're clearer, you're sharper than you were before. The illusions are gone, and what remains is the real you, the version that's ready for the surge that October is about to unleash. And not everyone made it through this filter. Only the ones who could withstand the breaking are prepared for what comes next. The emptiness you feel right now is not loss, it's victory. As September closes, something subtle but powerful has shifted around you. It's not just a feeling, it's not just mood, it's a barrier, an invisible threshold that those who once drained your energy can no longer cross. For months, maybe even years, you've been an open field, and people who were drawn to your light found easy access to your time, your emotions, and your spirit. But now, as this month ends, that open field has been gated. It's no longer theirs to enter. That's why it feels so empty. The texts stop. The calls fade. People who used to pull on your energy without giving back suddenly vanish or grow cold. It can feel like rejection, but it's not. It's protection. What you're experiencing is not abandonment. It's your field becoming sacred ground. The universe has drawn a boundary on your behalf, and only those who resonate with your true frequency can pass through it. This is why your solitude right now is so different from the loneliness you felt before. Before, you were alone, but still surrounded by draining energy. Now, You're alone in a space that's actually yours. Your thoughts are clearer. Your body feels lighter. Even your sleep may feel different. This is what happens when the constant, low-level pull of other people's needs and projections finally stops feeding on you. And here's the part most people don't realize. The predators can't feed anymore because your energy has shifted beyond their reach. They're still out there, still looking for someone to latch onto, but they can't see you the same way they used to. To them, it's like you've become invisible. They can't find you, not because you've disappeared, but because you've ascended beyond their grasp. So if your life feels quieter at the end of this month, understand the deeper meaning. The emptiness is space. It's your clean field. It's the proof that you're stepping into a new phase where your energy is guarded and your light is reserved for those who are truly meant to walk beside you. This isn't isolation, it's sovereignty. And it's not the end of connection, it's the beginning of a new kind of safety that will shape everything that happens next. You are not being rejected, you are being protected. At the end of September, one of the most powerful things happening to the chosen ones is almost impossible to see with your physical eyes. It's not about who texts you, who stays, or who leaves. It's about what's happening behind the scenes. Forces that you can't touch, but that are moving everything around you like pieces on a board. This is why, no matter how hard you've tried to connect, certain friendships just won't click, certain relationships fall apart before they even start, and opportunities that seem promising vanish overnight. It's not because you're unlucky or broken, it's because higher powers are stepping in to reroute you. Think about it this way. When a child runs toward the edge of a cliff, a parent doesn't ask permission to grab their arm. They pull them back instantly. The chosen ones are being pulled back right now, not by chance, but by guardianship. Angels, ancestors, and guides are blocking what you cannot yet see for yourself. You're not supposed to be entangled with certain people, no matter how much you want to. Those connections may look harmless on the surface, but at a spiritual level they are traps, threads that would tie down your mission or sabotage your timing. And that's why it feels so frustrating. Every door that slams shut feels like another rejection. Every conversation that fizzles feels like another loss. But what's really happening is a shield going up around you. The closed door you're staring at is actually a locked gate, keeping you safe from sabotage. Some of the people who seem friendly might not even know the effect they would have on your path, but your higher self knows, and it's orchestrating blockages in your favor. This is also why so many chosen ones right now are in a period of delay. They're trying to move forward, but invisible hands are holding them back from stepping into places that aren't ready or safe for them yet. It's not punishment, it's precision. Imagine trying to plant a seed in frozen soil. It wouldn't grow. Your guardians are holding you until the ground is ready. When you understand this, the no's start to feel different. You stop seeing them as evidence that something is wrong with you and start seeing them as evidence that something is right about you. Rejection is simply redirection wrapped in protection. Every door that closes now is saving you from future pain, wasted time, or entanglements that would have drained your spirit. And here's the most dramatic part. The protection is not passive, it's active. Angels, guides, and ancestors are literally interfering with the paths of others, so they cannot reach you until your frequency and their intentions align with your calling. People aren't ghosting you, they're being blocked from accessing you. People aren't flaking on you, they're being rerouted away from you. And when the timing is right, the right people will not be able to miss you. So if September felt like you've been surrounded by locked doors, trust that you're in the middle of a divine quarantine. Not because you're broken, but because you're precious. Not because you're being punished, but because you're being preserved for what's coming next. Aloneness is not abandonment, it is reservation. As September closes, it's easy to fall into the trap of fear. The silence around you feels loud, the emptiness feels heavy, and the temptation is to believe that something is wrong with you. But chosen ones, what you're walking through is not a curse. It's the rite of passage. It's the space that proves you've been set apart for something different, something higher, something not everyone is allowed to touch. Think about it. Every sacred place in history has had boundaries. Not everyone could step into the temple. Not everyone could hold the ark. Not everyone could climb the mountain. In the same way, not everyone is permitted access to your life right now. Your solitude is not punishment, it's proof that you've been reserved by the divine. This is why you cannot fear the quiet, because in that quiet, alignment is forming. In that stillness, doors that you cannot yet see are being built for you to walk through. It feels like you've been benched, but what's really happening is preparation. Just like silence falls right before the orchestra begins, the stillness you feel now is the breath before destiny shouts. And here's the empowering truth. You are not friendless. You are not unwanted. You are reserved. Reserved means that space is being held for you, protected until the right people, the right connections, the right relationships arrive. Imagine going to a restaurant and seeing a table set aside, untouched, with a sign that says, "Reserved." That's you. The universe has placed that sign over your life. No one can sit there until the right ones arrive. So don't fear this season. Don't mistake sacred reservation for rejection. The end of September is not closing in on you. It's clearing space around you. It's stripping away noise, distractions, and counterfeits so that when October's energy opens, you'll be ready to step into it without dead weight holding you down. Chosen ones aren't left out, they're set apart. And when you understand that, the loneliness transforms into something powerful. You start to see that the silence is holy, the emptiness is full of purpose, and the waiting is not wasted. It's divine timing sharpening your edge. So walk into the next season with courage. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are being reserved for alignment so exact that when it arrives, it will make every moment of solitude worth it. If you're still watching, I'd like to thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed the content and want to see more, please consider clicking the subscribe button. Your support is very appreciated. Feel free to share your experiences or thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care and subscribe for more insightful content.